What's up, you big beautiful bastards?
That's like Ani DeFranco's brother or something.
He does that?
Yeah.
I just made that up.
No, you didn't.
Is he drunk all the time? Okay, so I know this video has been done to death. Everyone's done this. But I thought I'd tell my own personal story. And it's just... Did you just jump cut me? No, don't do the jump cuts. No one likes them. All the popular YouTubers are doing it. PewDiePie.
Over 100 subscribers.
Oh, popular. Well, yeah. Yeah, because I care about that. You know me, you fucking asshole. Who would... Okay, so... You did it again. Stop it. I hired this guy because he's free, okay? And I don't know how to edit. So if anyone out there wants to edit for me for free, great, because this guy's a fucking asshole. So I wanted to do my personal journey through quitting alcohol. Now,
That's never gonna happen.
so I want to talk about my personal journey with booze, with how it started, where it all began. And, it happened really young for me. I was probably 6 or 7. There was a big party downstairs. My parents, it was the 70s, and everybody was super drunk. And for whatever reason, they decided that I should be upstairs with, 2 girls for a sleepover. Not the best parenting skills, I guess, but again, alcohol. And, I had a great time. And, it blossomed from there. Like my first kiss was from a kissing booth. So, essentially a whore. 25 cents for a kiss. I got one, and I had to have more. I went back home. I got a whole bunch of just a fistful of quarters, just so I could, have some more of that amazing feeling. Then it became an obsession. I just needed more and more female affection. More alcohol. And, I guess it went on like that for several years. I guess I had a kind of a dry spell, maybe during grade 8 and 9. I wasn't so attractive, so it was a lot harder for me in those 2 years to, get booze. So in grade 10, a little over the awkward stage, and all these grade 8 girls thought it was adorable. And it was kind of like, if I can use the booze analogy, it was kind of like, giving an alcoholic a free pass in an alcohol store. It's not a very good analogy. Got married, had children. Basically didn't want to have children. In fact, that's the only reason I had kids was because she wanted them. I literally married this booze for the sole purpose of not having children. And in fact, I even told Booze that I didn't want to, get married. But, you know, I failed there, and then I failed again with the shit test of having children. And then I was a single dad. And then, you know, then I started drinking heavily. And, you know, it masks the pain, that's all it does. And then I met this really hot, gorgeous, like 19-year-old whiskey, and you know, she fucked like a porn star, and where was I? Now, if you would have told me one day that I was gonna make a video about how I gave up booze, I would have thought you were crazy. I love booze. I love everything about booze. The way it smells, the gentleness and the sheer beauty of their shape and their kindness, and but I never thought it was a problem because it's socially acceptable, and you know, in fact, most people encourage you, you know, when you getting married, when you having kids, you know, it's okay to drink, you know, it's legal, and you know, everywhere you go, there's booze. So at one point I realized this beautiful bottle of whiskey had been passed around to a lot of mouths, and it just moved on, and all of a sudden my whiskey was gone, and I could have gotten another bottle, but I thought, hey, maybe I'll just not get another bottle. Let's see what happens. So here are the 10 things I've noticed since I quit booze. Now, this was a big one. I stopped doing stupid things. Because the thing is, when you are with booze, you don't think straight. You're constantly making bad decisions based on, I think, what the booze wants. And you have to remember that the booze doesn't actually know what it wants. 2 is amazing because every morning you wake up and the day is yours. You don't feel shitty about, you know, what happened the day before. You don't have to, you know, think, oh my God, what the fuck do I have to do today that I don't want to do? Or fight about what I don't want to do. So that part is amazing. Just absolutely amazing. Number 3, I found that my mind was clearer. I found that I could think for myself. I found that I could do things by myself. I could have a whole day where there was no argument about anything, and there was no questioning anything I did. And of course that leads to number 4. I found that I was spending less time hanging around booze, that I was much more creative. I started a YouTube channel. I paint now. I've been writing music. I've written a short story, a novel, if you will. You know, it's everything, because you're not spending all this time dealing with booze. You have more time to kind of express yourself in your, you know, in who you are as a being on this planet, and absolutely just the best thing that ever happened. Now 6 is something that's personally close to me because everyone knows I'm a cheap cunt, and I really don't enjoy spending money, and not having booze around. Booze likes to spend a lot of money on stupid shit, and when you're with booze, you find that you're constantly spending money to make booze happy. But booze is never enough. It's never enough for booze. So not having it around, I have all this extra money. I was able to retire at age 45 because there's no more money to be spent on booze.
No, it's because you lost your job.
So, number 7, lucky 7, I look better. Once I removed booze from my life, I was able to grow this majestic beard. And, before that, with booze, it's constantly like, oh, you should cut that. Oh, maybe you should trim it a little bit. It's getting a little long, don't you think? But now I can just grow it, and strangers, complete strangers, stop me on the street and say, hey, it's a nice beard. And because my ego is so gigantic, I need that daily. So, without a doubt, a huge, huge benefit. Number 8 is I'm way happier. Fucking beard. Beards are the worst. I'm just so much happier. Since I stopped drinking, I don't know. I don't know what it is. I've tried to explain this to friends and family, because they're constantly saying, hey, maybe you should have a drink. Hey, what happened to, how about, there's lots of apps for drinking, and, oh, maybe you should hang out in places where there's alcohol, and maybe you'll find that right alcohol, and then you'll be happy again. But it's always the same answer. It's always, I'm already happy. Why would I go back to being unhappy? But again, it's that social acceptability of relationships, and you have to be with booze all the time for some reason. (11) Since I gave up women, there's more time to do other things. I'd have to make a whole other video if I wanted to talk about all the amazing things I've experienced since I stopped drinking. But I assure you, it's lots. It's like a shit ton. Like, I actually really haven't done anything because I'm retired, so I don't have a lot of spending money. So I don't know if that one counts. In conclusion, I'm not saying don't drink. I'm not going to get up on my soapbox and say alcohol is bad and you should stop drinking. Lots of people drink. Lots of people love to drink. I meet people every day who are raging alcoholics, and they swear up and down that they're happy. But you put a couple of drinks in them, and then all of a sudden it's like, oh my God, blah blah blah. She did this and she did that, and blah, blah, blah. And oh my God, you're so lucky you're single, and blah blah blah. But it's everyone's different. So this is just my personal story, and as a lot of people say, fuck you, Sean. So, grain of salt and all that. But yeah, if you've experienced something similar, share your comments below and let me know, if you've gone on this personal journey and how it's affected you, and how, you've noticed that your life is different. These 10... Was it 10? It was 11, wasn't it? Was it 11? It should be 10. Like, it should be 10. Like metric, right? Metric is 10. And you got 10 fingers, right? So 10. So when did it go to 11? I don't know. Just anyway, the point of this whole video is keep on drinking and keep on masking your feelings. That's the moral of this video. Thanks. If you like this video, subscribe and like and hit the bell, because that's a thing now. And fuck you.